About 10 years ago, Habitat for Humanity was in the similar boat as where you are here today. We were deciding about launching a $100 million micro-build fund, and the idea was that we would want to provide wholesale loans to microfinance institutions and ask them to further on-lend to the low-income families. The challenges were rather normal as they are today, and they seem to continue to be the norm of the society. There's an informality that comes in, so the pay slips are not there.
But what are some of the key things for me, having read through this report, that come out? The first, and these are just examples, partnership. If we look at the data that has been presented, the 97% that still is left out, if we are going to reduce that, it's got to be a partnership between private sector, the public sector, that's the government, and the people. So that is what we call the P4 partnership is extremely important, because the challenges are so huge that they cannot be met by resting on a single pair of shoulders.
For the first time in the history of our country, Kenyans were engaged in the discussion on the Finance Act. Before, we used to know about budgets. To us, budgets were images of the finance minister coming with a briefcase and long, boring hours. But this year, budget meant something for us. And at the center of that budget, we almost felt the only thing about that budget was the issue about the housing levy. Therefore, the discussion here is very important, and I really want us to encourage this discussion to continue. We shall use the findings that are there to try and provide a solution, because I stand here as government. Government is a duty bearer. We have a responsibility. The private sector, they are there for their shareholders. But the government shareholders are the people of Kenya. That's why for us, the housing tax and levy, it's an existential intervention.
But we wanted to see what has changed since 2017. And that is the most important part of this study for us at KMRC. We certainly recognize that access is not the only issue, although we were talking about access. Other than access, affordability is the other key issue that affects public housing policy. And those are actually the two key issues that we have to resolve to make housing work.